Hello, hello. I'm Cherry, mom of 10, inspiring families to live a life connected to God. Welcome to Pause for Purpose, a weekly moment right here on my personal page in Facebook where we get to breathe and realign our hearts with what matters most. I want to help you pause long enough to let God reshape your perspective. Pause for purpose. And we are starting a new series this week, Everyday Worship Series. And today's topic is You Become What You Behold. So everyday worship, this series, it just hit me. It's just about a mom doesn't just learn about God. You become shaped by what you keep beholding. So that's what this series is all about, beholding and becoming. And you know that moment, you finally sit down after a long day. The kids are fed, mostly. Dishes are done, well, maybe half done. The laundry is still waiting for you, and you grab your phone. You say it's just for a second, but a second turns into scrolling, and before you know it, your heart feels a little off. You didn't mean for it to happen, but suddenly you're comparing and you're feeling behind and even a little empty or overwhelmed. And you wonder, why do I feel like this? It's not just what you're doing, it's what you've been beholding. You become what you behold. And we're going to keep mentioning that throughout this whole series, throughout my time here. I've wanted to read this book for so many years, and I finally bought it 2.5 years ago. So this is what is sparking all of our conversations here. Beholding and Becoming, The Art of Everyday Worship by Ruth Simmons. Um, it's so beautiful, and when I saw it, it has very awesome artwork in it that is nature themed and stuff like that. It's so pretty, and whenever I hold it, I just want to dive in. And I thought 2.5 years ago we were going to do this series in my group, She's Connected, and it just didn't turn out that way. But now we get to dive in. I will be reading this book each week and then sharing my thoughts on all the chapters and I don't know, teaching more things, not just like reading the book. So that's where I'm getting my inspiration for this series. I guess is why I wanted to share the book with you. You can get the book and read it if you want to, or you can just leave it for me to read, but this is where I'm getting my inspiration. We're going to talk about beholding on my personal Facebook page, and then we're going to continue with becoming in my Facebook group for moms, She's Connected, God, Herself, Her Kids. And I'm just going to drop that link to join in the comments for all the moms watching. If you want to go deeper, if you want to also hear about the becoming piece of every week, then you just click that link and join the Facebook group. And if you're already in the Facebook group, then that's awesome. We'll go live there right after going live here. And here we'll be talking about beholding, and there we're going to talk about becoming. And have that heart check moment in the group. So don't miss out on those. They're very deep and heartfelt and really connected to the mom because it's in the Facebook group for moms. Now let's dive into today's overview. The definition of beholding is to perceive something through sight or appreciation, to really see something, to gaze upon it and observe, to soak it in. When was the last time you beheld God? Set your sights on Him in awe and wonder. Soak in His presence. Well, you become what you behold. So what are you soaking in? What are you looking at? What are you focusing on? you're becoming that. In 2 Corinthians 3:18 it says, "Our faces then are not covered. We all show the Lord's glory, and we are being changed to be like Him." This change in us brings more and more glory, and it comes from the Lord, who is the Spirit. God gently shows you something powerful in this verse, that as you behold Him, you are becoming transformed into His image. And that's exactly where we want to be. That's exactly what we want to do for anyone that we come across, but especially for our kids and our family. Not by striving, not by doing more, but by looking at Him. Well, that's simple. All you have to do is look at Him, behold God, be in His presence. But then life kicks in. Life is hard, full of choices, full of struggles and challenges and all the things, the messes, and we forget to look at Him. You are always becoming something because you were created to become what you behold. You are made to be shaped by what you fix your eyes on. So the question isn't if you're worshiping. It's what your heart is learning to love and trust and focus on. And the freeing truth is God isn't waiting for your perfect quiet time in a perfectly clean house. Thank goodness. He's inviting you to behold Him right in the middle of your everyday life, no matter how crazy or messy it is. Think of your heart like a camera lens. Whatever you focus on, that's what gets captured. That's what gets magnified. That's what becomes clear. That's what shapes how you see everything else. So here's a simple way to remember it. Focus, form, follow. What you focus on begins to form your heart. And eventually, your life follows. Focus, form, and follow. If your focus is comparison, then you are going to feel less than. If your focus is chaos, you will feel overwhelmed. If your focus is pressure, you feel like you're never enough. But when your focus shifts to God's goodness, His faithfulness, His presence in the ordinary, everything begins to change slowly, gently, and deeply. You are always going to have challenges. Life is full of struggles and problems that you have to solve. So here's how you step into everyday worship. You shift. Shift one moment. So instead of reaching for your phone first, pause and notice God right where you're at. And it can take even just a whisper. God, I know you're here with me. And the next thing is name. I want you to name what you see God doing. This opens our eyes. This gives us awareness. While you're washing dishes or making meals or playing with your kid, say it. Thank you for this moment. And I was helping my son build a bookshelf. Oh, actually, it's the bookshelf right back there. He put it together for me, and in the moment, I was rereading what I was going to talk about today, and we got to that moment, and I loved how he was in the middle of, tightening a screw, and he said, thank you for this moment. When I said that, so it was awesome. Just pause and say thank you for this moment when you're in it. The next thing is replace. Replace one thought. When you catch yourself starting to spiral or thinking of something that you shouldn't be thinking about, something that's negative, something that's reactive, something that you wouldn't be happy with later after saying it, pause. Replace it. Gently redirect. What's true about God right now? And it could even be when your kids are having a tantrum. Thank you, God, for my child. They're having a tantrum right now, and it's not very fun, but thank you for this child. And the next thing is choose. Choose where your eyes rest. What are you seeing? Be intentional. Even one small shift in your focus changes the direction of your heart. And as you begin to make these small movements into everyday worship, you might wonder, oh, does this even really matter? If pausing, noticing, and redirecting your heart in the middle of a busy day, is that really enough? But what you need to know is that God has never been looking for perfection. He has always been looking for your heart. He's all about the heart. What is your heart behind the things that you're doing? What is your heart behind the things that you're saying? Your heart. That's what it's all about. God sees you turning toward Him as worship. Not because it's all polished or put together, but because it's real. Be real with God. And that is so hard in today's world because we have so many things are built to need things perfect or to want things perfect. So we've turned to AI and fake things to represent what we think is perfect. And it's just fake. It's not real. And I want you to be real with God. Oh, Jesse is here, and Kimberly, and Tina. Hello. Thank you for joining me live. In John 4:23, Jesus says that the Father is seeking those who will worship Him in spirit and in truth. That means He is actively looking for hearts like yours, hearts that are willing, that are honest, and open to Him right in the middle of real life. To God, worship isn't confined to a song or a church service or that perfect quiet time. It's found in the everyday prayers. When you say, God, I need you right now, while you're overwhelmed or dealing with a troubled kid. It's in the gratitude you speak while doing your chores or taking care of something or someone. It's in the way you turn your thoughts back to Him when they've kind of trailed off or wandered. These moments may feel small to you, but they are deeply significant to Him. And here's what's so beautiful. God delights in your worship. He delights in you, especially when you're doing what He calls you to do. He isn't measuring your worship, He's just receiving it. Every time you choose to behold Him in your everyday life, you are giving Him something that He treasures. Your attention, your affection, your trust, and your heart. And in return, He's gently, faithfully transforming you. So realize this, you're not behind. You're not failing at this or at list the things that you call yourself. You're not failing at being a parent. You aren't failing at being a Christian. You aren't failing. In the middle of the noise and the mess, in the middle of all the interruptions, God is right there inviting you into transformation. Not through pressure, but through presence. His presence. Every small moment you turn your eyes toward Him, even while holding a baby or cleaning or driving or teaching or any other of the million things you do in a day, you are becoming more like Him. Your life may feel ordinary, but it's shaping into something eternal, something long-lasting. And I always talk about legacy here because I'm always thinking about what we can do for the lasting time, for my kids, and that is leaving a legacy, especially if you are pointing all those people in your life to Him. You're not just getting through your days. You're being transformed in them. So today, lift your eyes just a little and watch. Watch what God begins to do. And we're still going to call our time in She's Connected our heart check moments. So join me in a few minutes in the group to go deeper, all you mums out there. And thank you so much for taking time today to pause with me, especially Jessie and Kimberly and Tina for hopping on live. It was really great to open up a new series, Everyday Worship, and we are going to continue to behold and become and point to God so that it impacts our family and our legacy. Happy connecting, everyone, and see you next week.